Hey everybody, just want to share a quick little insight from my City General Conference this morning. I was listening to the beginning of the April 1932 General Conference, and it always sticks out to me when I listen to the old school reports because they were so much better than our reports today. Like today we get here's the number of wards, branches, missionaries, and baptisms. That's it. Back then, they went hardcore. They're like, here is the number of members paying at least $1 in tithing or fast offerings. Here's the number of members who have owned their own home. And it goes through all these random social statistics that you'd be like, why? Why do we care about the deaths per thousand or the births per thousand or the marriage per thousand or who's paying fast offerings or this or that? And then when you listen to the conferences, you realize that's because the previous conference, they emphasized those things. So they would emphasize saying, we need to pay fast offerings. We need to level up. We need to pay more fast offerings. We need to get every member of the church truly living the law of the fast and donating the value of those 2 meals, if not more, to the church so we have the money to be able to assist the poor. And then in the next general conference, they're like, okay, here is the results. We had previous years, we had 30, now we're up to 60% or whatever it may be. And it was just fascinating to see kind of this feedback loop, something that I honestly feel like we're missing today. And I feel like it would be amazing if we had these global statistics so that way we could say, okay, how is our region doing? How's our area doing? How's our stake doing? How's our ward doing? Because if the church is like, hey, we need to make sure that we are still multiplying and replenishing the earth. We need to make sure that we are still having kids. And we look at the church's birth rates and we're like, oh, shoot, they're at, 3.16 and our stake is at 2.8. So we're pulling that average down. Or inversely, if they're talking about the number of members who hold a temple recommend and they're like, globally, it's at 59%. And we're like, oh, our ward's at 70%. This is an area we're excelling at. It would give us that ability to have a feedback loop to see where we are doing. Whereas right now, we just kind of have generalities. And so whenever I listen to an old general conference, I really miss the fact that we don't have these statistics. But more than just the statistics, they gave a financial readout. They go line by line of what the expenditures were. And here's how much we spent on temples and churches. Here's how much we spent on missions. Here's how much we spent on the various welfare projects. Here's how much we have in reserve. Here's how much we have as our total operating costs. And they would go through the whole kit and caboodle. It was an open book. And I just hope that one day we can return to that.